Good morning, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham. Good morning. It is the 7th of September. It is a Thursday, I think, yes. And the moon is in Gemini. It's no major aspects today, but the moon is very interactive, making a trine to the south node, which brings information from the past easily, an easy flow of information. And south node's in Libra, so it can be issues around relationship, but Libra's also legal stuff. So legal stuff coming up. There's the moon, of course, as it trines the south node, always sextiles the north node in Aries. So conversations around ways of moving forward in your life or moving forward on a situation are highlighted. It does make a square to Neptune, as it does every time it moves into Gemini. It's either going to be square Neptune if it moves into Gemini or if it's moving into Sag, because Neptune is in Pisces. And so there's always a little bit of a crisis, a mini sort of spiritual crisis every time that happens. But some pretty good information coming through. However, we do have to remember that that information needs to be run through our filters, if you happen to have any. Some people don't. Sometimes things just come out. Oh, goodness gracious. But yeah, so there's that. And the interesting thing about the moment we're in right now is all the planets pretty much are retrograde, save for Mars and Venus. Venus, of course, moving very slowly forward as she's just come out of her 43-day retrograde period. You know, it's like having not been out and amongst the people for like 40 days, and then you come out and you're like, oh, right, I remember how to relate. So much relating to self, the inner self, that we're maybe a little rusty. It's all good, though. It's all good. But Venus, as she slowly moves forward, is in charge of a lot of things right now, as is Mercury, which is retrograde. And Mercury, the moon is disposited by Mercury retrograde in Virgo. And the sun is disposited by Mercury retrograde in Virgo. So the sun and the moon are sort of under the influence of Mercury today. And Venus influences herself. Venus influences Mars, because Mars is in a Venus rule sign of Libra. And Venus influences both Uranus and Jupiter, which are also in Venus rule signs of Taurus. So the way we relate to each other, the way, and this is like our personal relationships, our friends, our neighbors, our family, perhaps, people we see on a daily basis, things that help our life move forward, it is highlighted at this time. And even though there are a lot of things going on in the outer world, there are a lot of things that can distract our attention. Probably the most profound and useful things are the things that are right in our own backyard, and how we are moving through life, and how we're coming to understand our place in this big world and our place in the little small world that surrounds us. So those are the roses that I took pictures of yesterday. They're poor little things. They're like, it was so hot. We're going to have another one of those hot days. I'm going to have to put the water on before it gets too hot. It's really nice right now. So I think it's like around 70. But today is going to be the hottest day of the week. And I know I'm talking to people who've lived in a heat dome for like months and months. So my apologies for complaining. Because I know Oh God, you guys have had it much worse, but this is the world that I'm living in. So I think my neighbor actually got somebody to purchase her property, and I just reached out to her yesterday to ask her how everything went. And really, houses around here are going so fast; they just get scooped up. And it is a nice area, so I don't blame people. But wowzy, things happening and changing fast. And I am going to really miss her, but she's not moving too far away, I heard, so she told me. So I can still have coffee with her on occasion. Oh, goodness gracious. So yeah, things are changing. Yeah. And that Mercury energy, that Gemini energy, is really your neighbors. So I'm not surprised that things are changing around me in the way that they are. So, all right, well, there's Charlie relaxing. All right, guys, have yourself a wonderful day. Like and subscribe if you would. I'm going to be putting out the astrology of next week. You can check that out. There's big things happening, aren't there always? I mean, we talk about them every day, right? Somebody asked me how do they find the tarot, the astrology for the different signs every month. That's usually within the Taroscope, so you have to look for your sign and then Taroscope and then September. If you just put my name in and then put Taroscope in the month, it'll come up, and you'll be able to find your Taroscope. But I am also on Patreon, and I do know that not everybody can support me in that way, and that's fine. I understand that. You can support me $5 a month, though, if you are interested in doing that. And what I've started to do on Patreon is organize my videos. And so there's something called collections. And so say you go to Patreon and you click on Pisces 2023 collection, or the videos for the Taroscopes will all be in one place. So that's just a little sort of technical thing. But yeah, if you are interested in doing that for me, that'd be very helpful. I'm organizing, and you know, after years and years of taking care of my mother, and a lot of things coming up in your life that you don't expect, that change the course and the direction, or if not the direction, because I've always sort of been in this direction, but sort of shifts you, like you're going down one path and all of a sudden you get tugged off and have to go down to a different path, and that path is, you know, maybe has a few holes in it, and you have to be careful where you step, and some trees have fallen across the path and you have to climb a little bit. Life is like that, right? It's the journey, it's not the destination, and boy has it been a journey. So far, so good, and oftentimes so challenging. But hey, look, we've been together now for how many years? Looking at the stars and trying to make sense out of the nonsensical. And it's been a real blast for me, and I hope it's been a blast for you. I love you guys. Take care, everyone. And I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Much love. Namaste.